Right now, you are being used. You might not see it, or maybe you refuse to see it, but the evidence is carved into every interaction you have. You say yes when you want to scream no. You smile at people you despise. You apologize for taking up space, for breathing too loud, for existing in a room that you have every right to be in. You think this makes you kind. You think this makes you a good person. You are wrong. This makes you prey. The world does not respect kindness that comes from fear. It smells the hesitation on you like a predator smells blood. You are feeding the very people who would step over your starving body to get what they want. And they are winning. Why? Because they understand the game you are too afraid to play. They know that a man who cannot displease others is a man who has no self. You have become a reflection of everyone else's desires, a hollow vessel waiting to be filled with someone else's purpose because you were too terrified to forge your own. This stops today. This isn't about becoming a villain. It is about killing the victim. It is about slaughtering the desperate, smiling, nodding servant that lives in your chest and replacing him with a man who understands the cold, hard mechanics of power. The people pleaser inside you believes that if he sacrifices enough, if he gives enough, the world will love him. That is a lie. The world takes from givers and fears takers. You are going to learn how to stop giving and start commanding. Niccolò Machiavelli, the man who stripped away the mask of morality to reveal the skeleton of power, knew this better than anyone. He didn't write for the saints. He wrote for the survivors. And his first lesson is the one you have been ignoring your entire life. It is necessary for him who lays out a state and arranges laws for it to presuppose that all men are evil and that they are always going to act according to the wickedness of their spirits whenever they have free scope. Read that again. Presuppose that all men are evil. That is your new baseline. You walk around assuming everyone has your best interests at heart, that if you are nice to them, they will be nice to you. That is the logic of a child. The Machiavellian man assumes that everyone is driven by self-interest. When you try to please everyone, you are handing weapons to people who are biologically wired to use them against you. You are entering a sword fight with a bouquet of flowers. The people pleaser thinks, if I do this favor, they will owe me. No, they will think you are weak. They will think your time has no value because you gave it away so easily. You think you are building a connection. They think they found a servant. You were not born this way. No baby is born apologizing. You were broken into this shape. Think back. It started when you were small. You were rewarded for being the good boy, the quiet one, the one who didn't cause trouble. You were taught that your value came from your utility to others. Look how helpful he is, they said. And your brain, desperate for dopamine, desperate for that pat on the head, locked onto that pattern. I must be useful to be loved. I must be agreeable to be safe. You spent years practicing how to make yourself smaller so others could feel big. You became an expert at reading rooms. Not to dominate them, but to ensure you didn't upset the balance. You learned to detect a shift in tone, a raised eyebrow, a sigh of frustration, and you immediately rushed to fix it. You became the emotional janitor of your family, your friend group, your workplace, cleaning up messes you didn't make, soothing egos that didn't deserve it. And what did you get in return? Exhaustion, resentment, the crushing feeling that while you are taking care of the world, no one is taking care of you. You are the battery that everyone drains, and then they toss you aside when you are empty. The people pleaser is always tired because he is fighting a war on 1,000 fronts, trying to manage the emotions of everyone he meets. It is impossible, and it is pathetic. You must kill the need to be liked. It is a chain around your neck. The moment you stop caring if they like you is the moment they start respecting you. Respect is worth 1,000 times more than likability. You can replace a friend who likes you. You cannot replace a man you respect. I want you to leave a comment right now. Pause the video and write this down. I am done serving. Make it a declaration. Let the algorithm know, let the world know, but mostly, let your own subconscious know that the era of the servant is over. The transformation begins with your mouth. The people pleaser has a broken filter. He speaks to fill silence. He agrees before he even processes what was said. Someone says, "Could you help me with this?" And you say, "Sure," before your brain even screams, "I don't have time." You are addicted to the word yes. It is your drug. It gives you a momentary hit of approval, followed by a long hangover of regret. You need to detox. You need to rediscover the most powerful word in the human language. No, but not just the word. The delivery. The people pleaser says no, but he wraps it in bubble wrap. I'd love to, but I'm just so swamped right now. Maybe next time. I'm so sorry. Stop it. You are agonizing over their feelings while they don't give a damn about yours. A Machiavellian refusal is clean. It is surgical. I can't do that. No, that doesn't work for me. You don't offer an excuse. An excuse is a lie disguised as politeness, and it gives them a foothold to argue. If you say, I can't because I have a meeting, they might say, oh, we can wait until after. If you say no, the wall is built. It is final. Machiavelli understood that perception is reality. If you perceive yourself as someone who must answer to others, others will perceive you as a subordinate. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Everyone sees what you appear to be. If you appear available, you are cheap. If you appear anxious to please, you are prey. You must curate your appearance. Not your clothes, but your energy. The people pleaser leans in. He nods furiously. He laughs at jokes that aren't funny. He fidgets. He checks to see if the other person is smiling. This is the body language of a beggar. You are begging for validation. To kill the pleaser, you must adopt the physicality of the king. The king does not lean in. He sits back. He does not nod at every sentence. He listens with a stone face. He does not laugh to ease the tension. He lets the tension sit there until the other person breaks. Try this tomorrow. When someone speaks to you, do not nod. Do not say, uh-huh. Just look at them. Look them right in the eyes and keep your face still. You will feel a burning urge to soften your expression, to smile, to show them you are nice. Suppress it. That burn is the death of the people pleaser. Watch what happens. They will work harder. They will explain themselves more. They will start seeking your approval. By doing nothing, you have flipped the dynamic. You have become the judge, and they have become the one on trial. It is a simple psychological lever, but it moves mountains. You are afraid that if you do this, people will think you are cold. Good. Let them. Warmth is for puppies. You are a man building an empire, even if that empire is just your own life. You need boundaries, not blankets. The fear of being seen as mean is what keeps you in the cage. You worry, what if they get mad? Let them get mad. Their anger is not your responsibility. If someone gets angry because you set a boundary, that is proof that the boundary was necessary. They are not angry that you were rude. They are angry that they lost control over you. They are angry that the appliance they were using has suddenly unplugged itself. There is a terrifying freedom in being disliked. When you stop trying to control how people see you, you can finally be who you are. The people pleaser is a liar. He lies about his opinions to fit in. He lies about his availability to be helpful. He lies about his feelings to keep the peace. He is a fraud. And deep down, he hates himself for it. He feels the dissonance between the lion he wants to be and the mouse he acts like. This video is the mirror. Look at it. You are sick of the mouse. Machiavelli knew that trying to be the good guy in a bad world leads to ruin. He was exiled, tortured, and stripped of his position because he understood the game too late in some ways, but perfectly in others. He wrote his masterpiece to warn you. He told you that human nature is not sunshine and rainbows. It is greed, fear, and self-interest. For it may be said of men in general that they are ungrateful, voluble, dissemblers, anxious to avoid danger, and covetous of gain. Ungrateful, voluble, dissemblers. This is who you are trying to please. You are breaking your back for people who are ungrateful. You are keeping your word to people who are dissemblers, liars. You are sacrificing your safety for people who are anxious to avoid danger and will throw you under the bus the moment the heat turns up. Why? Why serve these people? Because you think if you serve them enough, they will change? They won't. You are feeding a bottomless pit. The only way to win is to stop feeding it. The people pleaser operates on a covert contract. You think, I did X for you, so you should do Y for me. But you never say it out loud. And when they don't do Y, you simmer in resentment. You become passive-aggressive. You sigh. You make snide comments. This is weak behavior. A Machiavellian man operates on overt contracts or no contracts at all. He does things because they serve his purpose, not because he hopes for a reward that was never promised. If he helps someone, it is a strategic move, or it is an act of genuine largesse from a position of power, not a desperate bid for affection. You need to become comfortable with the awkward pause. The people pleaser is terrified of silence because silence forces introspection. In silence, You can't hide behind a helpful act. You are just there, and you feel inadequate, so you rush to offer something. Oh, I can take care of that report. I can drive you to the airport. I can pay for dinner. Stop buying your friends. Stop buying your colleagues. If you have to pay for your place in the tribe with labor and money, you are not a member of the tribe. You are the help. Start practicing the Machiavellian stare. When someone asks you for something unreasonable, don't answer immediately. Count to 3 in your head. Look at the bridge of their nose. That silence screams, I am considering if you are worth my time. It unbalances them. It makes them question the request. Often, in that 3-second silence, they will retract the ask. Actually, never mind, I can do it. You didn't even have to say no. Your presence said it for you. This is the art of fighting without fighting. But what about your family? Your partner? The people you actually love? The people pleaser destroys his relationships because he cannot be honest. He agrees to things he hates, then shows up miserable. He says it's fine when it's not, building a wall of unsaid grievances. This isn't love, it's cowardice. A powerful man tells the truth. I don't want to go to that dinner. I am angry about what you said. It causes conflict in the moment, yes, but it builds respect in the long run. People trust a man who speaks his mind. They cannot trust a man who tells them what they want to hear because they never know where he actually stands. You think you are protecting them from your feelings? No, you are protecting yourself from their reaction. You are manipulating them by withholding your true self. Stop it. Real intimacy requires the ability to disagree. It requires the strength to disappoint people. If you can't disappoint someone, you can't love them because you are just acting out a script to keep them happy. That is not a relationship. That is a hostage situation, and you are both the hostage and the negotiator. This is just the surface. We haven't even touched on the deep psychological rewiring required to sustain this. We have only talked about the behaviors. The internal war is bloodier. The voice that screams, "They will hate you," is going to get louder before it dies. It will panic. It will try to sabotage you. It will tell you that you are turning into a monster. You must recognize that voice as the enemy. That voice is the programming of a mediocre society trying to keep you in line. Society loves people pleasers. They are easy to govern. They are easy to sell to. They are easy to employ. They are the coal in the furnace of the world. But you are done burning yourself to keep others warm. In the next part, we are going to go deeper into the shadow. We will explore how to weaponize your dark side. Because right now, you are repressing it, and that repression is making you weak. You need to integrate the monster. You need to find the part of you that is selfish, the part of you that is cruel, the part of you that wants to dominate, and you need to shake its hand. Not to let it rule you, but to let it protect you. A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a dangerous man who has his danger under voluntary control. You are currently harmless, and that is why you are suffering. This journey is going to hurt. You will lose friends. You will upset family members. You will feel a level of anxiety you haven't felt since you were a child in trouble. But on the other side of that fire is a man who cannot be manipulated. A man who stands on his own 2 feet. A man who looks in the mirror and respects what he sees. The servant is dying. Let him die. Do not mourn him. He was never really you anyway. He was just the mask you wore to survive. Now it is time to live. The world is filled with sheep, wolves, and shepherds. You have been the sheep, shearing your own wool to offer it to the wolves, hoping they won't eat you. They will eat you anyway. It's time to pick up the staff. It's time to realize that the approval you are chasing is a ghost. It doesn't exist. No one cares about you as much as you care about them. And that is the ultimate liberation. If no one cares, you are free. Free to act. Free to speak. Free to be exactly who you are without the suffocating weight of, "Is this okay?" It is more than okay. It is necessary. Because if you don't kill the people pleaser, he will kill your dreams. He will kill your potential. He will leave you on your deathbed wondering whose life you actually lived. Don't let that happen. The knife is in your hand. Cut the cord. This was the awakening. The diagnosis. You know what you are now. You are a recovering servant. But knowing is not enough. You need strategy. You need the tools to navigate the chaos that comes when you stop saying yes. You need to know how to handle the backlash, how to manipulate the manipulators, and how to build a fortress of solitude that no guilt trip can penetrate. That is where we go next. Into the mind of the prince. Into the tactical application of ruthlessness. Prepare yourself. The training wheels are off. The next few minutes will deconstruct your social reality and rebuild it with you at the center. Not as a tyrant, but as the gravity that holds it all together. You are ready. You have to be. Because there is no going back to the cage once you have tasted the air outside. You are now standing at the edge of a cliff. Behind you is the life of the servant. Safe, miserable, and predictable. Below you is the unknown. Most people look down, get dizzy, and crawl back to their cages. They rationalize it. They tell themselves, I'm just a good person. I don't want to hurt anyone. But you know the truth now. You aren't avoiding hurting others. You are avoiding the pain of growth. You are avoiding the terrifying responsibility of owning your own soul. The people pleaser is a child in an adult's body, waiting for permission to play. But there is no parent here. There is no referee. There is only you and the world. And the world does not play fair. The moment you stop smiling on command, the war begins. And do not mistake this, it is a war. The people around you, the ones who have benefited from your lack of boundaries, are not going to applaud your liberation. They are going to revolt. They have been feeding on your energy for years, and you just cut the supply line. They will not starve quietly. They will attack. They will use the weapons you gave them, your guilt, your history, your need to be good. They will say, you've changed. They will say, you're being selfish. They will try to diagnose you, shame you, and break you back into the shape that was convenient for them. This is the extinction burst. In psychology, when you stop reinforcing a behavior, the demand for it spikes before it dies. When you stop giving a toddler candy for screaming, he screams louder. Your friends, your family, your colleagues, they are about to scream louder. If you fold now, if you apologize and go back to serving, you teach them that their anger works. You teach them that if they just push hard enough, you will submit. You must hold the line. You must look at their tantrums with the cold detachment of a scientist observing a lab rat. Niccolo Machiavelli anticipated this inevitable backlash. He knew that changing the order of things creates enemies. There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. The introduction of a new order of things. That is what you are doing. You are destroying the old constitution of your life, where you were a second-class citizen, and writing a new one where you are the sovereign. Of course it is perilous. The beneficiaries of the old order, the emotional vampires, the narcissists, the lazy, are going to fight you. They are fighting for their survival. You are fighting for your life. Do not feel bad for them. They are not mourning the loss of you. They are mourning the loss of their utility. They are like a carpenter who lost his hammer. He isn't sad the hammer is gone. He's annoyed he can't drive nails anymore. You have been a hammer. Stop being a tool. This is where you must weaponize the concept of bad faith. The people pleaser assumes everyone operates in good faith, that they mean well. The Machiavellian operates on the assumption of bad faith until proven otherwise. When someone lays a guilt trip on you, asking, after all I've done for you, you can't do this one thing? That is not a request for help. That is a transaction being called in. But did you sign that contract? Did you agree that because they bought you a coffee 3 years ago, they own your weekend now? No, that is a covert contract. Burn it. You need to develop a discard pile for people. This sounds cruel. It is. Nature is cruel. Your time is finite. You are going to die one day. Do you want to spend your remaining hours listening to someone complain about a problem they have no intention of fixing just because you don't want to be rude? That is suicide by inches. You must become ruthless with your attention. If an interaction does not feed you, teach you, or advance you, cut it. But I'll be alone, you scream internally. Yes, for a while, you will be. And in that aloneness, you will find something you have never had, silence. And in that silence, you will finally hear your own voice. The people pleaser has no inner voice. He is a choir of other people's opinions. My mom thinks I should do this. My boss wants me to be like that. My friends think this is cool. Shut them up. When the room is empty, who are you? What do you want? You don't even know, do you? That is why you serve, because serving gives you a script. Without the script, you are lost. Better to be lost in the woods and find your own path than to walk in circles in a prison yard. Let's talk about the specific manipulation tactic you will face, the double bind. This is where they give you two choices, and both lead to you losing. If you cared about me, you'd do this. If you do it, you lose your self-respect. If you don't, you are labeled uncaring. The people pleaser panics and chooses the loss of self-respect. The Machiavellian rejects the premise. You look at them and say, I care about you, but the answer is still no. You separate the emotion from the action. You refuse to play the game. Machiavelli advised the prince to avoid being hated, but he made a crucial distinction between being hated and being disregarded. The people pleaser is disregarded. He is nice, but he is irrelevant. The prince might be feared, but he is never irrelevant. It is much safer to be feared than loved because love is preserved by the link of obligation which, owing to the baseness of men, is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. But fear preserves you by a dread of punishment which never fails. A dread of punishment which never fails. Now, you are not a tyrant running a city-state. You are running a life. What is the punishment you can inflict? It is the withdrawal of your presence. It is the removal of your attention. That is your sword. When people disrespect you, you don't yell. You vanish. You remove the light of your attention from their life. For a people pleaser, this feels impossible. I can't just ignore them. Watch yourself do it. It is the only punishment that works on narcissists and users. They crave attention like oxygen. Cut the supply, and they suffocate. You must become expensive. Right now, you are free. Anyone can walk up to you, dump their emotional garbage on your lawn, and you thank them for the fertilizer. Stop it. Put up a gate. Charge admission. The admission price is respect. The admission price is reciprocity. If they cannot pay, they do not enter. I want you to leave a comment below. It's time to confess. Right. My kindness was my weakness. Now my silence is my strength. Acknowledge the shift. The old you gave kindness away like cheap flyers on a street corner. The new you hoards it like gold, only giving it to those who have proven they can hold it without dropping it. Let's go deeper into the psychology of the nice guy. The nice guy is not actually nice. He is transactional. He is manipulative. He thinks, I am pretending to be your friend so you will give me sex/love/approval. That is a lie, and people feel the slime of that lie. That is why bad boys or jerks often win. Not because they are mean, but because they are honest. They say, I am here for a good time, not a long time. They are authentic in their selfishness. You are inauthentic in your selflessness. Authenticity, even dark authenticity, is magnetic. Inauthenticity is repulsive. You must integrate your shadow. Carl Jung talked about this, and Machiavelli lived it. You have a monster inside you, a part of you that wants to scream, to take, to break things. You have locked him in the basement, and he is starving. And a starving monster makes you sick. He manifests as anxiety, as depression, as passive aggression. You need to let him up. You need to put a leash on him and walk him. How? By being disagreeable. Jordan Peterson talks about this. Disagreeable people earn more, advance faster, and are respected more. Why? Because they are willing to engage in conflict to protect their territory. The next time you are in a group and they are deciding where to eat, and you hate the choice, say it. I don't like that place. It's a tiny act of rebellion. But to your subconscious, it is a revolution. You are signaling to yourself, my preferences matter. You will feel a spike of adrenaline when you do this. Your heart will race. You will think everyone is looking at you. They are. Good. Let them look. They are seeing a man for the first time, not a mirror reflecting their own desires. Machiavelli knew that a leader who tries to be everything to everyone ends up being nothing to anyone. He must have the stomach for the hard decisions. He must be willing to be called cruel if it saves the state. A prince must not mind incurring the charge of cruelty for the purpose of keeping his subjects united and faithful. In your life, your subjects are your time, your mental health, your finances, your goals. To keep them united and faithful, you must be cruel to the invaders. You must be cruel to the friend who wants to talk for 3 hours on a Tuesday night when you have work to do. You must be cruel to the family member who demands money you don't have. This cruelty is actually the highest form of self-love. It is protecting the kingdom of your life from being looted. You have been taught that selfishness is a sin. That is slave morality. It is the morality taught to the weak to keep them serving the strong. The strong are selfish. They fill their own cup first. They put on their own oxygen mask first. Because they know that a dead man helps no one. A depleted man inspires no one. By being selfish, by prioritizing your own mission, you actually become more valuable to the world. You become a man of substance, not a hollow shell. Think about the people you admire. Are they people pleasers? Does the CEO you look up to apologize for every email? Does the athlete you idolize ask the crowd for permission to score? No. They are focused. They are driven. They are, to some degree, self-obsessed. And we love them for it. We follow certainty. The people pleaser is uncertain. He is a leaf in the wind. The Machiavellian is the wind. You need to stop explaining. This is the hallmark of the servant. When a servant makes a mistake, he explains why. The traffic was bad. My alarm didn't go off. The master does not explain. He owns the result. I am late. End of sentence. The explanation is a plea for forgiveness. It is you saying, please don't be mad at me. I had a good reason. It validates the other person's authority over you. When you stop explaining, you strip them of that authority. Try it. The next time you say no, just say no. Do you want to come to the party? No. Why not? I'm not coming. The silence that follows will be heavy. They will wait for the because. They will wait for the lie. Do not give it to them. Let them sit in the mystery. They will wonder, is he mad? Is he busy? Did I offend him? You have occupied their mind. You have become a puzzle they cannot solve. And people are obsessed with puzzles. The people pleaser is an open book written in crayon. Easy to read, easy to forget. Be a cipher. Be a code. You are worried that you are becoming a sociopath. You aren't. A sociopath doesn't feel empathy. You feel too much empathy. You are drowning in it. You are correcting an imbalance. You are moving the slider from doormat to man. You will likely overcorrect at first. You might be too harsh. You might be too cold. That is okay. It is part of the calibration. You have been bent so far backward for so long that you need to bend forward just to stand up straight. The world will try to shame you back into submission. They will call you arrogant. Arrogance is expecting more than you deserve. Confidence is knowing what you are worth and refusing to accept less. The people pleaser accepts crumbs and calls it a feast. You are done with crumbs. This brings us to the concept of the void. The people pleaser fills the void with chatter and service. The Machiavellian embraces the void. He is comfortable being alone. He is comfortable with not being understood. In fact, he prefers it. Because if they don't understand you, they can't predict you. And if they can't predict you, they can't control you. You have spent your life handing the remote control of your emotions to everyone you meet. Here, press this button to make me sad. Press this one to make me anxious. Take the remote back. Smash it. In the final part, we will discuss the ultimate state, the sovereign mind. This is where you don't just act tough. You are untouchable. We will talk about how to rebuild your identity from the ground up so that pleasing isn't even a temptation anymore, because the very concept of seeking approval from inferiors becomes laughable to you. You are not there yet. You are still fighting the urge. In part 3, we kill the urge. We bury the body. And we walk away without looking back. You are halfway through the surgery. The patient is open on the table. You cannot stop now. If you stop now, you bleed out. You have to finish. You have to stitch the wound and wake up. The anesthesia is wearing off. The pain is coming. But so is the power. The servant is dead. Or at least, he is dying. You can feel him twitching, begging for one last hit of validation, one last good boy from a world that never loved him. Do not give it to him. Put your foot on his throat and press down. You are now entering the final stage of the metamorphosis. This is not about behavior modification anymore. This is about identity transmutation. You are not learning to act confident. You are remembering that you are a predator who forgot how to hunt because he was fed kibble his whole life. The kibble is gone. The cage is open. The forest is waiting. And in the forest, there are no apologies. You must now build the sovereign mind. A sovereign nation does not ask permission to defend its borders. It does not apologize for its laws. It exists. It interacts with other nations through treaties and trade, but it never forgets that its primary duty is to its own survival and prosperity. You are a nation of one. Your mind is the capital city. Your emotions are the populace. Your will is the king. Right now, your capital is being looted by foreign powers, by the opinions of your parents, the demands of your boss, the expectations of your friends. They are walking through your streets, taking what they want, and you are thanking them for visiting. Kick them out. Close the gates. Niccolo Machiavelli saw this clearly. He understood that a leader who relies on the support of others is building a castle on quicksand. If your power comes from their approval, your power belongs to them, not you. A wise prince should establish himself on that which is in his own control and not in that of others. That which is in his own control. This is the Holy Grail. What is in your control? Your reaction, your silence, your no, your walk, your work. What is not in your control? Their opinion, their anger, their gossip. The people pleaser spends 99% of his energy trying to manipulate things outside of his control. He tries to make people like him. You cannot make anyone do anything. You can only position yourself so that they naturally respond to you with respect. And respect is not given to those who ask for it. It is taken by those who embody it. You must become comfortable with the concept of the bad guy. In every narrative, there is a villain. To the person who wants to use you, the moment you set a boundary, you become the villain. Embrace it. If being the bad guy means you don't let people drain your bank account, waste your time, or disrespect your soul, then buy the costume and wear it with pride. The label selfish is just a shaming tactic used by the selfless to drag you back down to their level of misery. When you stop pleasing, you start polarizing. This is the test. Some people will love the new you. They will be drawn to your certainty. They will respect your strength. These are the people you want. Others will hate you. They will call you cold, arrogant, difficult. These are the parasites falling off the host. Let them fall. Do not try to catch them. Their departure is the proof that the medicine is working. You are purging your life of weak connections. You need to audit your circle. Machiavelli said that you become the average of the people you surround yourself with. If you are surrounded by other people pleasers, anxious nodding dogs who apologize for breathing, you will never ascend. You need to be around wolves. Or at least, you need to be alone until you find them. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Look around you. Who are your men? Are they building? Are they conquering? Or are they complaining? Are they seeking validation? If your friends are weak, you are weak. You are keeping them around because they make you feel comfortable. They don't challenge you. They enable your mediocrity. Cut the cord. It is better to walk alone in the dark than to walk in a circle under the fluorescent lights of comfort. This is where the fuck you energy comes in. It's not about cursing people out. It's a vibration. It's the subtle, underlying frequency that says, I can walk away from this negotiation, this relationship, this job, at any second, and I will be fine. The person who can walk away holds 100 of the power. The people pleaser cannot walk away. He is terrified of the void. He clings to the leg of the person abusing him because he thinks, at least I have someone. That is pathetic. You must build a life so rich, a mind so strong, that the loss of any single person is an inconvenience, not a tragedy. This requires you to kill the contract of reciprocity you have invented in your head. You think, if I am a good person, the world will be good to me. Look at history. Look at reality. The world is not good to good people. The world is good to capable people. The world crushes the naive and rewards the strategic. You have been naive. You thought your niceness was a shield. It was a target. You must replace niceness with precision. Nice is sloppy. Nice is agreeing when you disagree. Nice is saying maybe when you mean no. Precision is truth. I disagree. I won't do that. That is incorrect. Precision cuts deep, but it heals clean. Niceness is a blunt instrument that leaves a jagged wound of confusion and resentment. Be precise. Be a scalpel. Now, let's talk about the specific technique of the mirror. When someone tries to manipulate you, do not defend yourself. Mirror their behavior back to them. If they are aggressive, you become stone. If they are emotional, you become logical. If they pull away, you pull away further. You do not chase. Chasing is for dogs. You are not a dog. You are the one who throws the bone. Machiavelli knew that human nature is not fixed. It is fluid. It responds to pressure. If you are soft, people expand into your space. If you are hard, they retract. You have been soft your whole life, and you wonder why you feel suffocated. It is because everyone has expanded into your territory. Push back. Nature creates few men brave. Industry and training makes many. Industry and training makes many. You were not born a coward. You were trained to be one. Now you must train to be brave. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It is action in the face of fear. Every time you say no, your heart will hammer. Your palms will sweat. Your brain will scream, danger. Do it anyway. The first time is the hardest. The second time is easier. By the 50th time, it is a reflex. You are rewiring your nervous system. You are teaching your amygdala that social rejection does not equal death. In the tribe, 10,000 years ago, rejection meant death. Today, rejection means you have more free time. It is an upgrade. I want you to leave one final comment. This is the contract you sign with yourself, right? I belong to no one. See it on the screen. Own it. You are not your parents' son or daughter anymore. You are not your boss's employee. You are not your partner's project. You are a free agent in a world of slaves. The final form of the people pleaser is the martyr. The martyr sacrifices himself and then sighs loudly so everyone knows how much he suffered. I did everything for them, he cries. This is the most manipulative form of all. The martyr tries to buy love with guilt. Kill the martyr. If you do something, do it because you want to, with zero expectation of return. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. There is no middle ground. There is no doing it to be nice. That is a lie. That is you trying to purchase insurance against rejection. The policy is void. You are moving toward a state of being unreachable. This doesn't mean you are distant. It means your core is protected. Someone can insult you, and it hits your armor, not your flesh. Someone can leave you, and it changes your schedule, not your self-worth. You are the mountain. The weather changes, the mountain stays. The people pleaser is the weather, constantly shifting, blowing this way and that, desperate to fit the season. Be the mountain. As you enter this new reality, you will notice a strange phenomenon. People will start to chase you. The very people you used to run after will start asking for your attention. Why? Because you have become scarce. You have become high value. You are no longer the free sample at the supermarket. You are the top-shelf liquor behind the glass. They have to ask a manager to get you. They have to pay a premium. And human beings value what they have to work for. By making yourself accessible to everyone, you made yourself valuable to no one. By closing the door, you have created a line outside. But do not let this new attention seduce you back into the trap. Do not think, oh, they like me now? I can go back to being nice. No, they like you because you are not nice. They like you because you are strong. If you revert, they will lose respect for you instantly. You must maintain the frame. You must stay in the role of the king. The king listens more than he speaks. The king never complains. The king never explains his decrees. He acts, and the world adjusts. You are currently a king in exile. You have been living as a peasant in your own kingdom. It is time to storm the castle. The usurper on the throne is your own fear. Cut its head off. This journey you have started by watching this video is not a weekend trip. It is a migration. You are migrating from the land of the victim to the land of the victor. There is no bridge back. You burned it in part 1. You blew up the foundations in part 2. Now, in part 3, you are building the fortress on the new shore. Do not expect applause. Slaves do not applaud the one who breaks his chains. They resent him because his freedom reminds them of their captivity. Do not expect to be understood. Sheep cannot understand the language of the wolf. You will be misunderstood. You will be judged. You will be whispered about. Let them whisper. Their whispers are the sound of your power growing. You have the tools now. You have the mindset. You have the permission, not from me, but from reality itself, to be who you are. The world does not need another nodding, smiling, broken man. It needs a monster who has learned to control his claws. It needs you to be dangerous, because only a dangerous man can be truly virtuous. A harmless man is not virtuous, he is just harmless. Be dangerous. Be capable of saying no so loud it shakes the walls. Be capable of walking away so fast it creates a vacuum. The people pleaser is dead. Bury him. Do not visit the grave. You are now standing in the wreckage of your old personality. It looks like chaos. It feels like ruin. But it is actually a construction site. You have cleared the debris of other people's expectations. Now you can build something that actually looks like you. You can build a life where you wake up and don't feel that crushing weight of, what do they want from me? You just feel the light weight of, what do I want to do? That is freedom. And freedom is not free. You paid for it with the death of your old self. It was a fair price. Now, look at the future. It is silent. It is calm. There is no desperate chatter. There is no frantic nodding. There is just you, looking out at the horizon, deciding where to go next. Not asking, deciding. The silence is not empty. It is full of potential. It is the blank page, and for the first time in your life, you are holding the pen. Do not hand the pen back. Do not let anyone else write a single word in your book. If they try, break their hand. Metaphorically, of course. But the sentiment remains. Your life is your territory. Defend it with the ruthlessness of a Machiavellian prince. You have heard the truth. You have felt the shift. The intellectual part is over. Now comes the visceral part. The action. The next time your phone buzzes with a request you don't want to fulfill, that is the battlefield. The next time someone tries to guilt trip you, that is the enemy. The next time you feel the urge to apologize for existing, that is the traitor inside you. Show no mercy. You weren't rebuilt to be liked. You were rebuilt to be effective. You weren't rebuilt to be popular. You were rebuilt to be powerful. The validation you were chasing was a mirage. The water you need is inside you. Drink from your own well. This is the end of the script, but the beginning of your reign. The era of the servant is history. The era of the sovereign has begun. Final command. Like this video if you are done chasing. Subscribe if you are ready to become the kind of man they can't control, can't predict, and can never forget. Because this isn't self-help. This is war. And you just became a weapon.